Well, the inaugural Showtime podcast.
Thanks for joining, guys.
Might have to crack a beer for this one before we start rolling tape. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers. Appreciate you for joining me for the first Showtime podcast, sports podcast at that.
Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and jump right into it. What do you want to talk about, bud?
Hey, man. Well, congrats on getting your podcast going.
Appreciate it, man.
Cool that you have me as your first guest, especially on the week that Dak signs a major deal.
Hey.
We're Super Bowl bound, baby. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you want to go ahead and jump right into it?
Yeah, well, by all accounts, I mean, Jerry's got his guy. You know, that and the Cowboys, I think this was a good karma thing for the Cowboys. I mean, you have to have a quarterback in this league to win. And Dak had the Cowboys, you know, number one offense before he went down. So it was the right move.
He has the stats. He has he has all the receivers. He's got two star running backs. I mean, you got Pollard and you got Zeke. Man, the whole thing is with that, you know, giving him all that money. The guy broke his leg. You don't know, you know, we both know. You don't know what he's going to do when he comes back. He could be Patrick Mahomes or Tom Brady when he comes back. Or he could fall flat on his face. We don't know.
Yeah, or he could be better. I mean, he's been working out at the Star.
Yeah.
You know, so the Cowboys know what they have, you know, and then, you know, Tyron Smith, Collins, you know, Zach Martin, they all restructured their deals to make some cap space. Like they freed up $17 million in cap space this week, and you know, with 10 picks in this upcoming draft, they're gonna address that defense, you know, and you know, because they were historically bad last season. You know, 6-10, a lot of those games Cowboys, you know, had a chance in, but you know, blew leads and stuff like that.
That's just like, you know, we signed Foles, you know, as our backup because Trubisky, you know, they weren't too high on him after, you know, the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Well, they did. Well, I mean, he did have that 12-4 year, but what happened after that? You know.
Yeah. Well, you know, the Bears right now, they're aggressively trying to get Russell Wilson.
Man.
You know, behind the scenes, because right now the only quarterback under contract with the Bears is Nick Foles.
Oh, Big Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah. He kind of fell. You know, after that Atlanta Falcons win, he kind of fizzled out.
Yeah, well, an 8-8 finish for the Bears and then getting bounced out by the Saints in the first round. They've got some rebuilding to do.
Yeah,
you know.
Definitely.
Yeah. Another team that doesn't have rebuilding to do, the Bucks. You know, the Bucks. Tom Brady restructured his contract, keep those weapons around him. One of the interesting moves, though, I thought they made was putting a franchise tag on Chris Godwin. When I think they should have put it on Shaq. You know, Shaq had
definitely
8 sacks in the last 2 games, the NFC championship game and all the pressure he put on Patrick Mahomes. That guy was key in winning the Super Bowl. You know, I mean, yeah, Tom Brady gets the credit because he's the quarterback, but that defense, led by Shaq, you know.
That defense was, but I think that defense was better than when, you know, what's his name? Trent Dilfer was in a.
Oh, man, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, I mean, but that defense back then was pretty damn good too. But this defense.
Are you talking about the 0-2 Bucks?
Yeah.
Oh, that was Brad Johnson.
No, Trent Dilfer was on.
Trent Dilfer was on the Ravens when they had that.
No, he was a
Buck, but yeah, when they had the hellacious defense, that was.
Oh yeah. No, I'm talking about when they won the Super Bowl when Trent Dilfer was at the helm. But that defense, dude, that defense put it on Mahomes, dude. He had never seen anything like that.
Yeah, that's probably, you know, Mahomes' worst game since becoming a pro, but the guy's gonna bounce back.
Oh, definitely.
I think he's restructuring his deal too. They need some help on that offensive line, you know.
Dude, and then they cut 2 of them.
Yeah, well.
That, which is crazy. I mean, I don't understand that, but it is what it is. You know, they got to make cap space because they gave Patrick Mahomes that money.
Yeah, then how are you feeling about Allen Robinson?
Well, you know, I'm a big Bears fan, obviously, but he wasn't too happy about that, man. You know, I watched the video of him and talking about the franchise tag and how he doesn't like it, and a lot of the players disregard the franchise tag. So, I mean, it is what it is. I think he he's an all-star wide receiver. He makes catches kind of like Odell Beckham does. You know, he's got a wide range of skill set. He can run any route. He's fast. You can toss him the ball and he jump up and catch it two defenders on him. I've seen it. So
another player that's going to a different team this year is Aaron Jones. The Packers let him walk, but I think they're just trying to future-proof themselves because anytime you give a running back big money, the production always seems to drop. But Aaron Jones, he still has a lot of tank left in the gas. He's young and he's shown flashes of great. But whoever takes him has to pay market value. He's not going to take a...
Yeah, that guy was scary every time he got the ball. You never would... I mean, he was just fast. And and
he can turn a team that's on the verge of becoming a contender. He can put them there, but he's going to want market value. And then a couple other free agents, Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith, a couple tight end free agents. It wouldn't be a bad idea for the Cowboys to look at Hunter Henry, but they got to... Jerry's got to work that salary cap. But the Jones, lately, the past few years, Will McClay and Stephen Jones have done a great job of managing the cap.
Yeah. The Bears actually, they had a couple players, restructure their contracts. Like Khalil Mack actually restructured his contract to free up some cap space to get out of the red. So we'll see what happens the next couple of weeks with the NFL and the free agency and the draft coming up. Yeah,
Saints are in the same boat. They had the league worst. I think they were in bad shape. They released a lot of players this week. Notable names too. Yeah, so the Saints.
Morstead, their punter, they got rid of him he's been there for a while.
Oh yeah, but he was disposable. Yeah, and then we'll see what happens with Drew Brees. Is Drew gonna hang it up? Is he gonna retire? I mean, that would free up some cap space as well.
Yeah, and then are they gonna?
I think the future is Jameis Winston there.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Are they gonna keep Jameis Winston, or are they gonna find somebody else?
The guy's got an arm. Yeah, the guy's got an arm. I mean, if he can bring down the interceptions, he can. The Saints won't be missing a beat.
What do you think about Cam Newton re-signing with the Patriots again? They actually said they were gonna release him, and
yeah, when you look at the quarterback market though, right now, who else is there? Cam Newton at least makes them formidable. And the Patriots' claim to fame right now is the defense. It's all about defense over there and running the football. And I think Cam, at this point of his career, does enough for Bill Belichick to run the offense that he wants to run.
Yeah. What do you think about J.J. Watt?
Hey, God bless J.J. He got out of Houston. Houston's at a weird stage right now. I think it was time. Houston gets to start a new chapter. Much needed. And JJ gets a fresh start in Arizona. Can he stay healthy? That's the question. I mean, it was a splash. It made news. But the last couple of years, I mean, JJ's a Houston legend. But he struggled with health. So can he stay healthy? But if he can be healthy down the stretch in Arizona, maybe he is contending for the West or making a playoff push, he can definitely be a factor.
Yeah, that defense is pretty good too, right?
Oh, I mean, they're young. You look at guys like Buda Baker on that defense, and I mean, that right now they might be that team has a good chance to win the NFC West.
And then you got Kyler Murray. I mean, that guy's amazing. And just
no offense to the Seattle Seahawks, but Russell don't even want to be there right now, according to Twitter.
Yeah.
It was on Twitter, so it must be true.
I mean, our front office is known for doing stupid things like dropping a draft pick and picking a quarterback that only played one season in the college, and then what does he do? He doesn't do nothing. So we're known for giving up draft picks to pick up somebody. So they might give 3 first rounders to Seattle to get Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
But there's always they were talking about Deshaun Watson too, so we don't know yet.
Watson wants out, but I don't think Houston's going to let him out. I think Watson's there to stay.
He might pull the Kaepernick and sit down and not do nothing. So.
Highly doubt that, just on the count of Deshaun Watson's a competitor. Once the NFL season gets going, no matter what team he's on or whether he's with the Texans or not, that guy's going to compete. I mean, just a couple years ago, they were in the AFC Championship. They had the Chiefs down. They could have been in the Super Bowl, and then just that fast, how everything just changed. Yeah. But, Bill O'Brien's gone. J.J. Watt Lev got his fresh start. So I think Watson's ultimately going to be in Houston. And they got to get that guy some weapons and help and manage that cap, and they can be dangerous again.
Oh, yeah. And then they actually just signed a Pro Bowl running back, Mr. Mark Ingram.
And I'll just say that was my unbiased opinion because I'm a Cowboys fan, but I do give Texans credit when it's due.
Yeah. What else you got over there, man? What are you going to talk about?
Hey, I'll still put Watson on my fantasy team, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I had to bring the hardware for the first inaugural Showtime podcast.
Fantasy football champion right there.
Hey, man. Had to show it off. Oh, I had it upside down. All right, we're back.
No, I don't have any questions right now. What else you got? You want to talk about a little MLB spring training?
Yeah, I think next week or the week after we'll do a whole show. I think the MLB deserves a whole podcast on its own.
Yeah,
we can talk about spring training, who's the favorites. You know, we can talk about your beloved Yankees.
Yeah, my new acquisition of the.
Yeah, I see that. Jackson. And then the Rangers, you know, they're gonna have 100% capacity this coming season.
Yeah, that's kind of.
Hey, God bless Texas.
Yeah, Mr. Governor Abbott with that.
Hey.
So you think?
I think people are ready to be out, and I think, hey, they got that big new stadium. They got to start generating some money with it.
Oh yeah. I mean, what do you think about? Think the Astros are going to do anything this year with Springer leaving?
It's a transitional year for the Astros, but I think they'll be competitive. Yeah, Astros will be good. But like I said, I say we do a whole show maybe next week or a week after.
Yeah.
Before opening day and talk about some MLB.
Yeah, we could do that next Sunday or Monday or whatever.
Yep. What you have in the fighting world? I see that's one of the topics.
Man, I watched the last UFC pay-per-view, and Amanda Nunes.
Yeah.
Dude, I've actually seen a couple of the other actual UFC guys say that she can go into the men's side of it and dominate some of those guys. She's just a 2-title holder.
Oh, she's a beast, of course.
There's nobody who can stop her right
phenomenon. Now. Yeah, that's true.
And then, of course, the illegal knee. The guy had his knee down, and his own corner, told him, "Hey, hit him," and boom, and the guy's basically got a concussion. He can't even continue, and he's awarded the title.
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously, we're going to see another, rematch with that one.
Of course.
Peter Yan.
Yeah, Dana White knows how to generate the pay-per-view buys for sure.
ESPN
Plus subscriptions.
I'm still seeing. I still want to see John Jones versus Brock Lesnar.
I think that ship has sailed. I think both of them might be out. Well, John Jones probably still has some prime left, but I don't know about Brock. I think Brock's happy being rich on his farm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else you got on there?
NBA world, we got the trade deadline coming up. LaMarcus Aldridge, he's not going to rejoin the Spurs, according to Popovich. I mean, Popovich had nothing but great things to say about him, but he just might not be a fit anymore in that system. But he's going to cost, whatever team he goes to, $24 million. So I think the Celtics are the lead contender to, have enough space for him and all that. But, Aldridge, he contributes to the Spurs, more in the beginning and stuff. And it just, is he a fit? I'm not sure. Let's see, John Collins, that's another person that's popping up. Knicks are, right now they're number 5 in the East. So they might be looking at somebody like John Collins to help them out from the Hawks.
What do you think?
But he's going to have a hefty price tag.
What do you think about the whole Blake Griffin going to the Nets?
Yeah, well, Nets have a super team right now, and
I think there's just somebody they're trying to compete with the Lakers. That's all it is.
Oh, well, the Lakers are the defending champions, and when Anthony Davis comes back, I mean, they are the team to beat, the team to deal with. Yeah, Lowry, he's another name coming up. He can turn a team into a contender. I think 76ers have the best, probably most to offer and the most space for that. Rockets, I think Oladipo is on the trade block for the Rockets. He's more of a rental player, but again, he's somebody that can contribute on a championship team. Somebody like the Nets or Lakers if they have enough cap space, of course. Yep. So, NBA trade deadline coming up.
Well, I actually
have my notes, folks.
Well,
that was a lot.
We'll try and get an actual NBA podcast too, next coming weeks. And
after all these trades, there's going to be some blockbuster trades. Deadlines, deadlines create deals, and that's what's going to happen in the NBA. That's usually how that goes. Or as soon as the podcast ends, breaking news.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen with the NBA or NFL or MLB with the trades and the trade deadlines.
Oh, of course, yeah.
I mean, obviously, you can't see the screen up here, but I have a TV up here that I'm a big, avid golf watcher, and the Masters is coming right around the corner. And obviously, the last couple of weeks, Tiger Woods having that wreck,
It opens up things because Tiger was kind of on top of the, on top of the golf world.
He won it 2 years ago, and then Dustin Johnson won it last year. So, Dustin Johnson is a phenomenal player. His skill set is amazing. He drives the ball well. He hits his irons well. He putts well.
Yep.
Defending champion of the Masters, which I've had friends go to actual Masters tournaments, and they say that the TV does that course no justice. Like, just to see it in person, it's beautiful. The course is amazing, tip-top shape, and him to beat Tiger Woods' record last year, shoot a 21 under par, is amazing.
Oh,
so
yeah, phenomenal.
We'll see. The Masters is coming up within a couple more weeks. It's always the first weekend in April. So
yeah, without Tiger in the mix.
Well, you never know, man. I know it. They say a break like that, it's 6 to 8 weeks. Rehab.
I don't know, man.
If not longer. So he might set out, and wait till next year and see how he is. That'd
be a story for Tiger Woods to come back, again after something like that.
And then win the Masters for the 6th time. So we'll see. You never know.
Yep. Well, anything else on your mind, Melvin? Before we wrap up here on the first inaugural Showtime first episode podcast.
No, not really, man. I just wanted to get things rolling and see how we do the first.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, we're working out the kinks still.
We're both kind of nervous and don't.
Oh no, ain't no nerves here. But knowledge, baby, and chips. Just kidding, obviously. Just kidding.
But yeah, stay tuned for next week. We'll probably get together next Sunday or Monday.
Oh yeah, this was just our basically episode 1 test run. Get things rolling, and definitely we're gonna have a whole lot more to come.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Facebook, thanks for joining us. For everybody that tuned in. And Melvin, thanks for having me on your first episode, man.
Yes, sir. And I will actually post hopefully I can save this video and post it to my YouTube page.
Yeah, should be able to, yeah.
And then I'll post this link to, actually it's called Podbean Podcast.
Okay.
So
yeah, we'll post all the links and everything that you need to find us. And like I said, Melvin will have plenty of guests. I'll pop in, here and there. When he doesn't have a guest, we'll talk sports and shoot the shit. And, drink beer. Got to have some cold Miller Lite when I come through, partner.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I got a fridge of Broken Skull IPA.
Yeah.
That's got your name on it, too.
Oh, perfect.
All right, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Facebook. Thanks for having me, Melvin.
I think that went pretty well.
Wow.